So we'll call this meeting to order, and we'll start with our invocation. Our most Heavenly Father, we thank you for this glorious and wonderful day here in Lavaca County. Thank you for granting us the privileges we have to live in this county and to work in it and to serve others. We ask, Lord, that you watch over these proceedings and guide us in all the decisions that we have to make for this county. And we ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
And our pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Before we open up our agenda items, anyone have any announcements or anything we need to make? Or the only thing I want to say that didn't make the agenda is I was out of town last week attending some training in Austin, and we've had nothing but technical difficulties when I left. The phone system went down, our internet went down, so we had lots of issues. And Barbara, thank you. Our county clerk stayed up several nights in a row, up till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, working with the technicians, trying to get our equipment back up and running. So thank you, Barbara, on behalf of the county for that. As of right now, I don't know if it's working perfectly.
Everything in our office is up and running this morning. Us too.
Okay.
And actually, the Hill Country Tech guy is at our office this morning.
Great.
He came in to check. I didn't know he was coming, but he did show me through to check on everything, make sure it's all okay.
One thing I noticed, I dialed the judge's phone number over the weekend, and it goes to a voicemail, but it's Lisa Boone's voicemail, who hasn't worked here in 9 months.
That's been going on. That was going on last week already. I know.
Okay, so we just need to everyone needs to check the system, I guess, and make sure, give them the notice of what's not working properly. Okay, today's also Lavaca County Day at the courthouse, at the Capitol in Austin, so some of us are going to be going to that meeting, going to the Capitol as soon as we leave here. So this is a short agenda, and we will start with action item number 1, discuss and approve the GCRPC update. And I put this on the agenda just because I know there's lots of things happening at the Golden Crescent. And Wayne, if you want to give us a briefing on that.
Sure, absolutely. I appreciate that. Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. And thank you for allowing me to represent Lavaca County on the Golden Crescent Regional Planning Commission. But can you hear? Okay, I'm sorry. There's been a lot of flux going back and forth and a lot of votes. The Golden Crescent made some mistakes in their calculation, and so it went back to GLO. GLO rejected that, sent it back. We had another vote, and the numbers changed. People's sentiments changed about who got what, and so this is leftover Harvey money that people didn't take. And so it's got some stipulations with it, but we're way ahead of the game in the sense that we have an administrator, we have an engineer, we've already got projects identified, and so it's going to allow us to step forward quickly. The process is now, after the last vote, we will receive about $3 million, which is a lot more than what we started with. I think we started with about 1.7. So now we're up to about almost $3 million. And so as a result of that, we will be able to have some pretty substantial projects here. Currently it's at GLO for approval. We had pre-approval, which should help. Then it goes to HUD for their final approval. Then it comes back. And at that point, we think that the distribution point would be sometime late in the fall. So it's not something that I think is going to happen this year. By the time all the smoke clears, it will be fully into next year. But it is good news. We're getting our feet wet with this. It's allowing us to have some grant money to do some projects that we wouldn't normally be able to do. So I'm excited about it. I think it's a really good thing for Lavaca County. I think it's a really good thing for us, and I just appreciate the support of all the personnel, all the staff, and the Commissioners Court and the judge here for helping with that. So with that, I'll answer any questions or,
The one question I have is this court had approved, I think it was $2.7 million that was, I believe that was the right.
I believe it started at 1.7.
yeah,
But we approved 2.7 and we started allowing projects, county road projects on the 2.7 and now
yeah.
what you're telling us is that they've changed, we're going to get a little bit more money.
We're going to get a little more money, yes, we
Okay,
will, that's
So we need to
correct.
come back to court at some point and approve that, the higher amount, and then add to our projects or extend the projects.
Yeah, yes.
And most of it
That
would,
would be accurate. And I'd like to say that it would, this is the final vote and everything has gone well. But, every time we meet, every time we take a vote, you've got different players and, different agendas. And so I hope this is it. I hope this is the final outcome. But I have no guarantee of that. So what I have noticed, and I will say there's some challenges in the administrative side from our COG or our Planning Commission. There's just sometimes it's cumbersome to get through their agenda. But I'm hoping that what we're being told is accurate and that we will come back for a final vote. Yes.
any other questions, comments?
Thank you for doing what you're doing.
No, I don't think you.
I will say, again, I've gone through a lot of training in the last 2 months, talking to other judges, and there's some judges out there that feel like they're not getting a fair shake with their COG. One of them was, I think, I'm not gonna throw him under the bus, but Presidio, out there, and, anyway, I know he's from Presidio and Marfa, the same two cities in the county. They got $0. And I said, well, that's not right. You've got to fight for, these smaller counties, and we're a smaller county in our COG, one of the
Yes.
smaller counties, and you have to fight for what's our fair share of it. And so
We
I'm glad
do.
we've sent you to the COG.
No.
To-
Well, the good news is too, Judge, is that the Shiner gets about $1 million, Moulton gets $900,000, and I think Hallettsville gets 1.4. So they started with 0, and so we made some headway for Lavaca County as a whole.
Thank you for that, because again, we're all one county, and we have 4
Yes.
cities to take care of, and you have to go down there and fight for them too, so we appreciate it. With that, I'd entertain a motion to accept the update provided by Wayne.
I'll make a motion to accept the PC update. Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4, to accept the update as provided by Wayne Fairclough. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next, we have the EMC update. We have done an extensive search for a new emergency management coordinator since Egan has left us and went to TDM. Again, the representatives of that, I want to thank Michael Furr, Egan Barthels, Shayna Opiella, Sheriff Michael Harmon, Dennis Kosian, you said on this committee as well. We had several different interview processes to go through to wade through all the candidates. We had a lot of great candidates. But at this time, I want to announce we have made a selection, and his name is Greg Morelli. And Greg Morelli is in the courtroom today, so Greg has accepted the position, or I say he's accepted it. He is the final candidate, and we're going through a negotiation process just to, he's still working for the Shiner school system, Shiner ISD, and he is the principal, the elementary principal at Shiner. And so we're working with Shiner ISD to work out some kind of plan where we can transition him to a full-time position. He's offered to serve as a part-time position until he can fulfill his duties with Shiner. But anyway, thank you, Greg, for being here today, and we look forward to working with you. You've got big shoes to fill with Egan. But anyway, thank you for serving. We look forward to the yes, sir. And you'll hear, in the coming weeks, you'll hear more from Greg as he starts giving us his EMC updates. One of the things that stood out with Greg is he is elementary principal, and he's going to work to take care of our rural schools as far as safety goes. We've got 7 school districts, 4 private schools. That's 11 school systems essentially in our county, and we don't want to see another Uvalde happen here. So he's going to be working very closely with those school districts to keep them safer. Okay, with that, we'll bring up item number 3, discuss and approve the hiring of Brandy Stuckey as the new VR election clerk, starting date of March 13th, 2023. And Ms. Stuckey's in the room today. How are you, Ms. Stuckey? Good morning.
Good morning.
Do we have a motion for approval?
Your Honor, I move that we hire Brandy Stuckey as the new VR election clerk, starting date March 13th, 2023.
Motion made by precinct 1, second by
Quick.
precinct 4, to approve the hiring of Brandy Stuckey as a new VR/election clerk, starting date of March 13th, 2023. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Do we need to put a salary on that? No? Okay.
No, okay. All right.
The auditor has shaken her head no.
That,
Let the record
Okay.
show, the auditor and HR coordinator. All right, I did promise y'all a short meeting, so we'll move into consent agenda unless a member of the court requests a separate consideration of any items. All under the consent agenda are considered to be of routine nature or have been previously deliberated by the court in an open meeting and therefore may be approved by one motion, second, and vote. Do we have a motion to move into consent?
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second.
All right, motion was made by precinct 4, second by precinct 2.
Meeting
Move into
that
consent
time.
agenda. We are now in consent agenda, and at this time, our microphones will go off while we're in consent.
do, because it's lightning fast. What I had them do.
In my house, it is so slow I could cuss.
Well,
I gotta
All right,
go
we are out of
through
consent
GBC.
now. Is there any other business of the court?
No.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.